Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today, we'll be talking about the Omega Seamaster Diver 300-meter coaxial master chronometer 42mm made with titanium on titanium, reference number 210.92.42.20.2.01.001, or in other words, the 007 edition, as you can see right here. Now, let me get rid of my little stand here. All right, so this watch actually comes in an exclusive fabric bag right here. It has a very leathery type of feel, but it is all fabric. All right, and just a little note here, it does have that little Omega 007 patch sewn right onto the front with these straps that go all the way around to the back, sewn onto the back with little card holders. Not sure exactly what these are for, but I can probably take a guess. All right, once we open it up, all right, and we have the watch here in the middle on a titanium strap, and it also has all the warranty cards as you would expect. So probably that's where you would store some of the warranty cards if you're on your way to, say, get this serviced. All right, so, and taking this out of the holder here. All right, so here is the watch itself, and we can continue on with the review. We'll be going over the case, the bezel, the crown, the movement, and strap, and I'll be giving you my thoughts throughout the video. Now, this case, the model is 42mm in diameter, or 12.9 millimeters thick, 49mm from lug to lug, and is made entirely out of titanium for lightness. And as Daniel Craig had said himself, he actually helped with the overseeing and production of this exact model. So this being one of the copies of the watch that was actually featured in the movie No Time to Die. All right. Note that every single possible surface, even the tiny ring of space between the case and the bezel, if it'll actually focus, that even that little tiny space, that's all satin finished. No single exterior went unnoticed when it comes to the satin finishing. Yeah, and so all of that gives this watch an excellent texture, even down to the very, very finely made satin brush finished lugs with the tiny bevels that sort of give it that really wave-like movement that's echoed in the sides of the bezel. And also on the case back, there's a series of numbers which actually follow the format for a genuine military style watch. All right, so if we open this clasp back up, we can actually see, I'll zoom in on here. All right, so on here, the 0552 means that it is a, let me see, it is a naval code number with the 9237697 continuing on to the second line being the number for a diver's watch. The letter A signifies a watch with a screw and crown, while 007 is, of course, you know, to say that he is James Bond. And the 62 references the year of the very first James Bond film, which was released in 1962. And if you also notice, this case back comes with a Naiad lock, as implied right here, as applied right here, which basically is a proprietary lock made by Omega themselves to ensure that this case back is always upright when fully tightened. And as you can see, there's this giant logo right here. That's for the Ministry of Defense on Her Majesty's Secret Service. All right, now let's zoom back out here and take a look at the bezel. The bezel has some interspersed bevels on it to give it that regular and wave-like reflection in the light. It is made of aluminum with a black insert for good contrast when reading the minute markers on the bezel. It comes with a luminescent pearl at the 0 marker, so you can line it up with the minute hand properly. Let's see. It is also unidirectional winding, so if you're diving, you can't accidentally give yourself less time, right? You'll want to start where the minute hand is, and then you can either measure by the seconds up to a minute or minutes up to an hour, just being able to use the 0 marker. All right, and this is generally so that you can measure your decompression stops should you be diving down to 300 meters or 1,000 feet, which is the water resistance as stated right on the front of the watch. All right, so, well, most of us will probably use it as a simple timer, but the option is there should you need it. The crystal on this one is domed and it actually has a very sharp curve near the ends to give that porthole look. All right, to give it that really maritime seafaring look that follows with, you know, that sort of craft. And it is also scratch resistant sapphire with an anti-reflective treatment on the inside so that you can easily read it without seeing numbers twice, because, you know, light will go in, bounce outward, and with the anti-reflective treatment makes it so that you don't see the numbers a second time. All right, and you also have no fear of anything like suit threads or buttons potentially damaging the crystal. All right, the dial on this is an extremely dark, desaturated brown. It's really hard for the camera to pick up, but it is a brown, very, very dark brown, almost black, but not quite. All right, and it also has that Omega Seamaster logo at the 12 o'clock position, balanced out with the typical text as part of the certification for its timekeeping as well as water resistance, along with the simplified Ministry of Defense logo as shown in the 007 movie, No Time to Die. The index hour markers going around the dial match those of any Seamaster, with 2 index markers for the 12, single rectangles for 3, 6, and 9, and circles for the rest. Note that the hour markers and skeletonized 18 karat, or the skeletonized hands rather, actually do have applied luminescence to them, which help it glow in the dark. And to demonstrate, we can just turn out the lights here. All right, and there you have it. Now, if you'll actually notice, all of the parts that were orange have that applied luminescence. Now, all of that points to the time period to which the watch refers. Back when luminescence was made with, say, radioactive materials, the luminescent areas eventually turned orange over time. So the orange look to these numbers and the markers match that sort of time period. As you can see now, it has that sort of faded, very, very light tone of orange. All right. And looking at the crown, it contains that typical Omega logo and functions as you would expect. Now, note that there is no date on this sort of watch, even though a lot of Seamasters do have that date. This one does not. All right, so unwind it to the first position so that you can then wind the watch should you have placed it down for, you know, say a week or so. All right, but this watch is fully working. As you can see, the seconds hand working just fine. If you pull it out to the second and final position, it stops the seconds hand, allowing that hacking to occur so that you can then adjust the minute hand for precise timekeeping. All right, be sure to wind it back up against the case. As you'll notice, the second hand has started moving again, and you can then continue to keep track of time properly with that superior water resistance. All right, so what allows all of this to work is the movement. As well, unfortunately, you can't see it through the case back, but it is the Omega 8806, a self-winding movement with coaxial escapement, certified master chronometer, approved by Metas, meaning that it has passed 8 rigorous tests set by the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology. So you can be sure that this timepiece is not only accurate, but precise. To maintain this precision, it is resistant to magnetic fields reaching 15,000 Gauss, and it is also equipped with a silicon balance spring with automatic bidirectional winding, so you can wind this watch simply by wearing it. It has a rhodium plated finish with Geneva waves in arabesque, on the inside of course, giving it that very pleasant aesthetic reminiscent of the ocean should you open up the case back. Right? The power reserve on this watch is only 55 hours, so you can set it down on a Friday evening and pick it back up on a Monday morning, and it'll be keeping track of time just fine. The bracelet on this one is made of full grade 2 titanium, made with a full mesh and adjustable buckle to mirror that of a rubber or NATO strap, which we also happen to have on hand. All right, so taking a look at this NATO strap here, all right, it is actually made of like fully woven textile with tiny notches for that pin buckle, as you can see up here at the very end. All right, with that matching titanium. All right, so the upside to having this titanium mesh strap is not only its breathability, and that is kind of less so on the NATO strap, but also the fact that any excess strap is actually held inside of the bracelet, as you can see here, so that you can have that continuous appearance on the outside without the excess flopping around with the risk of catching onto objects. All right, there we go. Now we focus there. All right, and it also has a double-sided push button, so you can't accidentally open this. You have to actually push both sides in order to open the single fold-over clasp. And also note that you can actually size this very easily. Just lift this little flap here, and you can size it to whatever size you need to. Snap it back into place. All right, and I can actually try this on now. All right, I made this a little bit loose, so I can just make this tiny bit tighter. See, very easy to adjust. And with no excess strap on the outside, so that I get the full continuous titanium strap. All right, so note that this case is just under 13 millimeters thick, so it can easily slide under a long sleeve or a suit cuff, and the overall form of this watch feels actually very good to wear, especially with this titanium bracelet. It has that very breathable look and feel to it. I wonder if maybe the camera's having a little trouble focusing there. I'm a little close for that. Now there's a little bit of space within all of these links to allow air to escape, which is actually very nice. All right, so overall, this watch being titanium with a titanium strap, all entirely made of titanium, it's very comfortable, it's very light to wear. It's exactly what, say, someone of military grade like 007 would typically want to wear, because you don't want to carry around any extra weight when you're, you know, doing secret missions for Her Majesty's Secret Service. All right, so we're looking at the size, and the size also, yeah, it's actually quite good on my wrist. I get a nice ratio of case to bracelet, even though this is about 40 millimeters. This is, I believe, 40 millimeters. Yes, it's a 42 millimeter, but although it is a 42, it sort of feels like a 40 or even a 38 millimeter, just because of how thin and just how light this feels. It has such a small form factor, just in terms of size and weight alone, that, you know, this actually is very nice and very convenient. And so if you're looking for that sort of, you know, older aesthetic, sort of retro aesthetic to watches, this is an excellent choice. All right, and this watch, as implied in this name, it is definitely for anyone who takes deep dives in the ocean, or for most of us, anybody looking for something that looks really stylish and professional with that little ability to track minutes up to an hour, or even seconds up to a minute. And for a very specific group of people, this will make an excellent memorabilia piece for anybody who is a fan of the movie No Time to Die, or even a fan of Daniel Craig as James Bond. He's certainly one of my favorites. Together, this is a stunning timepiece, sure to fit in very well with any watch collection. So, enough of what I think. What do you think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, press that dislike button twice, and be sure to share this video with anybody looking for the next watch. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video. And as always, be sure to put in your order at jazztime.com if you want to buy this or any other watch. Links in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.